Peppa and the Big Train. Today, Peppa and her friends are going on a train ride together. Hooray! They all cheer excitedly. Mr. Rabbit is the station master. He checks all the tickets. Tickets, please. Chug, chug, choo, choo, toot, toot. Miss Rabbit is driving the train. Here comes the big train, cheers Peppa. All aboard, says Mr. Rabbit. Then he waves a flag and blows his whistle. The doors shut, clank, clank, and the train leaves. Here are your activity sheets, says Madame Gazelle. You have to spot a boat, a red light, and a tunnel on the train ride. I see some trees, shouts Peppa. Are trees on the list? Asks Emily Elephant. No, replies Peppa. I see clouds, cheers Susie Sheep. Are clouds on the list? Asks Candy Cat. No, replies Susie. I see Grandad Dog, shouts Peppa. Is Grandad Dog on the list? Grandad Dog isn't on it, laughs Danny Dog. But he is sailing a boat, says Rebecca Rabbit. And the boat is on the list, adds Zoe Zebra. Hooray! Everyone cheers. Clickety-clack, the train rides on the track, sing the children. Suddenly the train screeches to a halt.
Bonk, bonk.
The ducks cross the track. A red light, cries Peppa. That's on our list. Oh, sighs Emily Elephant. We still haven't seen a tunnel. Just then, the train goes dark. We're in a tunnel, cries Susie Sheep. Hooray! Cheer all their friends. The tunnel is the last thing on their sheets. Last stop, cries Miss Rabbit. Everybody off. But how are we getting home? Asked Peppa. We are home, Peppa, says Madame Gazelle. The children were so busy spotting things, they didn't notice that the great big train had gone in a great big circle. The end. Peppa Pig, A Magical Christmas. Christmas is coming.
Hooray!
Peppa and George are building a snowman with Mummy Pig.
Wow.
I hope Father Christmas brings me lots of presents,
says Peppa. Presents aren't everything, Mummy Pig says. If you're very good, Peppa, you'll have a magical Christmas. Peppa wants to be good. She looks at the snowman and gets an idea. She gives it a hat, scarf and glasses. It reminds her of Daddy Pig. Peppa wants everyone to have a magical Christmas too. She invites George, Richard and her friends to go caroling. But Susie Sheep is too scared to sing in front of other people. Peppa wonders how she can make Susie feel better.
Would it help if you stood next to me? That would help,
Susie says, and they all sing beautifully.
Silent night.
La la la.
At home, Peppa wonders what else she can do to make Christmas magical.
I know.
She says,
I'll help decorate the house.
Peppa picks out the brightest, shiniest decorations. It's a magical sight. Inside, Daddy Pig accidentally gets tied up in the Christmas lights while they are all decorating the tree.
I'll help you, Daddy.
Peppa says. Peppa and George untangle him. Next, Peppa helps Mummy Pig wrap a big present for George. She makes sure the wrapping paper is green, just like George's special dinosaur. The night before Christmas, Mummy Pig tucks Peppa and George in.
This week I helped our family. I helped my friends and I helped the snowman.
Peppa says.
Even if Father Christmas doesn't bring me presents, I've already had the most magical Christmas ever.
Peppa says. Little does Peppa know, Father Christmas is coming to her house on his sleigh. When Peppa wakes up, she has presents.
Wow.
How did Father Christmas know this is what I wanted?
She asked. Mummy Pig smiles. I think Father Christmas is always watching, so it's always good to be good. Merry Magical Christmas. The end. Peppa Pig, Best Friends. Once upon a time, Peppa's best friend, Susie Sheep, came to play.
I have something to show you,
said Susie. Susie held up a photograph of a baby sheep.
Look, it's me,
said Susie.
You're not a baby, Susie,
said Peppa, shaking her head.
This is an old photo,
Susie explained.
It was taken when I was a baby.
Peppa snorted. She doesn't remember Susie being a baby. That was just silly. Susie pointed at Peppa.
In the olden days, you were a baby too,
she said.
I don't remember being a baby,
says Peppa.
But you were,
insisted Susie.
Ask your mummy.
Peppa and Susie raced inside. Mummy Pig was working on the computer.
Mummy,
cried Peppa.
Susie is making up stories. No, I'm not,
Susie said. Peppa told Mummy Pig about Susie's silly idea.
I don't remember being a baby,
Peppa insisted.
But you were a baby,
Peppa, said Mummy Pig. Mummy Pig pulled up a picture of a baby pig on the computer. Who do you think this is, Peppa? She asked. Peppa thought that the baby looked like her cousin, Baby Alexander.
Is it Baby Alexander?
She asked. No, replied Mummy Pig. That's you as a baby, Peppa.
Wow.
Peppa was surprised. She had been a baby. Peppa and Susie giggled. Baby Peppa looked very cute. George and Daddy Pig came in to see what all the fuss was about.
Look, Daddy,
said Peppa.
That's me as a baby.
I remember it, said Daddy Pig. That photo was taken on our first day in this house.
What do you mean?
asked Peppa. Daddy Pig told Peppa, Susie and George that they had moved into their house when Peppa was very little. "We brought all our things on top of our car," he said. "Mummy Pig put up some pictures," said Daddy Pig. "Daddy Pig put up a shelf," said Mummy Pig. "And Grandpa made us a lovely flower garden." Peppa and Susie went outside. There was no flower garden at this house.
Why don't we have a flower garden now?
Peppa asked. "We used to, but Daddy Pig looked after it," Mummy Pig sighed. Said Daddy Pig, embarrassed. "We had the wrong kind of soil for flowers."
Was Susie my friend in the olden days?
asked Peppa. Daddy Pig nodded. "Of course," he said. "You and Susie have always been best friends." Peppa wondered what game she played with Susie when they were little.
Did we jump up and down in muddy puddles?
she asked. "No," Mummy Pig laughed. "You were babies. You couldn't even walk yet."
What did we do when we were babies?
asked Susie. "You cried. You burped. And you laughed," said Mummy Pig. Susie and Peppa giggled. It must have been so silly being babies.
Baby Peppa. Baby Susie.
"And then you grew into toddlers," continued Mummy Pig. "And you played together all the time."
But where was George?
Peppa asked. "He was a baby in my tummy," said Mummy Pig. Peppa thought for a moment. Daddy Pig's tummy was even bigger than Mummy's.
Is there a baby in there?
she asked. "No, Peppa," chuckled Daddy Pig. "This tummy is pure muscle." Soon George was born, Mummy Pig said, and Granny and Grandpa Pig bought him a very special present. Can you guess what it was, Peppa? Peppa knew just what present it had been.
Mr. Dinosaur,
she cried.
Grr, grr, grr.
Daddy Pig said that little Peppa and Susie liked to do everything together. They liked to jump, dance, and run around all over the place. Then one day, said Mummy Pig, you saw something amazing. A muddy puddle. You love jumping up and down in muddy puddles together, said Mummy Pig.
I still love muddy puddles,
cried Peppa.
Me too,
cried Susie. Peppa, George and Susie looked for the biggest muddy puddle they could find and jumped right in. Daddy Pig brought his camera. Let's take a photo of you, Susie and George now, Peppa, he said.
Yes, exclaimed Peppa, because Susie and I were best friends in the olden days and we're still best friends now.
Little or big, Peppa and Susie will always be best friends, and they will always love jumping up and down in muddy puddles. The end. Peppa Pig, Fix It Daddy Pig. The toy is broken. Daddy Pig will fix it. The wall is broken. Oh no! Daddy Pig will fix it. The car is broken. Daddy Pig will fix it.
Hooray!
The screen is broken. Daddy Pig will fix it. The clock is broken. Daddy Pig will fix it. The kite is stuck. Daddy Pig will fix it. Look at that mud. Daddy Pig will fix it. Hooray for Daddy! He is the Fix-It Pig. The end. Peppa Pig, pretend friend. Susie Sheep has come to Peppa's house to play. Susie has brought her friend Leo Lion. But Peppa can't see Leo anywhere.
He's a pretend friend,
Susie explains.
That means he's invisible.
Oh, says Peppa.
Would Leo like to be my friend too?
Roar, says Susie.
That means yes.
Mummy Pig has cut 2 slices of fruitcake for Peppa and Susie.
Don't forget about Leo,
says Peppa. Mummy Pig doesn't know who Leo is.
He's Susie's pretend friend,
explains Peppa. Mummy Pig gets an extra chair and a plate for Leo. Then asks if he would like some fruitcake.
Roar! Yes,
says Peppa, giggling.
Don't be silly, Peppa, that was you,
says Susie.
Leo doesn't like fruitcake. Leo would like to play dressing up now,
says Susie. Peppa dresses up as a fairy and Susie makes a wish that she could be a queen.
If you're a queen, Leo can be the jester,
says Peppa. Susie doesn't like that idea.
Leo's a king, Peppa,
she says. I hear you have a special visitor, Peppa, says Daddy Pig.
It's only Susie, Daddy,
says Peppa.
Don't forget about Leo,
says Susie.
King Leo Lion.
Daddy Pig bows to King Leo. Daddy Pig is pleased to meet a king. What a fine mane you have, Leo, says Daddy Pig.
Yes, and he's wearing his best red trousers,
adds Susie.
And his special blue shirt,
adds Peppa.
His shirt is yellow, not blue,
says Susie. Peppa and Susie's friends have come round to jump in muddy puddles. Mummy Pig tells everyone to put their welly boots on. Everyone has so much fun splashing in the puddles. What about Leo? Calls Daddy Pig. Are you sure he should be in those muddy puddles without his boots? Luckily, Peppa's old boots will fit Leo perfectly.
Hooray!
His paws get so muddy, you know,
says Susie. Everyone loves jumping in muddy puddles, even pretend friends. The end. Peppa Pig, the official annual 2023. Story time. Sailing boat. Grandpa Pig is taking Peppa and George sailing.
Hooray!
Ahoy there, Grandpa Pig, says Mr. Stallion. Hello, says Grandpa Pig. We're just going out for a sail. It's a bit early for sailing, says Mrs. Corgi. You can't go now. Thank you for your advice, says Grandpa Pig, walking to his boat.
Grandpa, says Peppa, your friend said we can't go sailing.
They don't know what they're talking about, says Grandpa Pig. He jumps on his boat with Peppa and George. Oh, bother, he says, seeing that the boat is stuck in the mud. The tide seems to be out. Oh, no.
So we can't go sailing, Grandpa? asked Peppa.
Don't worry, the water will come back again soon, says Grandpa Pig.
Look,
cries Peppa.
the water is coming back.
Hooray!
The water lifts Grandpa Pig's boat out of the mud.
We're bobbing up and down,
cries Peppa. Let's go sailing, shouts Grandpa Pig.
Aye, aye, Captain Grandpa,
shouts Peppa. Off we go, says Grandpa Pig as he sails his boat. Peppa and George giggle. Sailing is a lot of fun. Mr. Stallion and Mrs. Corgi sail up to Grandpa Pig's boat. Ahoy there, Grandpa Pig, calls Mrs. Corgi. Time to head back, old chap, says Mr. Stallion, or you'll get stuck in the mud. Right you are, thank you, says Grandpa Pig. Bye. But Grandpa Pig doesn't listen to his friends. He thinks he knows more about sailing, and suddenly... splat! Grandpa Pig's boat stops bobbing. Oh no! Ah, the tide seems to have gone out, says Grandpa Pig.
Are we stuck in the mud again, Grandpa?
asked Peppa. Yes, says Grandpa Pig. But only till the tide changes, then the water will lift us up again.
When will the water come back, Grandpa?
asked Peppa. Tomorrow morning, says Grandpa Pig. We'll just have to spend the night on the boat.
A sleepover!
Cheers, Peppa.
Hooray!
Grandpa Pig calls Granny Pig to tell her they are spending the night on the boat, and then he takes Peppa and George below deck. Here is where you will sleep, says Grandpa Pig, showing Peppa and George two little beds. Ooh, cry Peppa and George. They climb into their beds, say night-night to Grandpa Pig, and soon they fall fast asleep. Night-night, Peppa and George, says Grandpa Pig, as he tucks himself into his sleeping bag under the twinkling stars. When Peppa and George wake up the next morning, they can feel the boat bobbing up and down again.
We're bobbing up and down,
cries Peppa. Time to sail home, says Grandpa Pig.
Aye, aye, Captain Grandpa,
says Peppa. Grandpa Pig sails his boat home. Granny Pig is waiting. Hello, my little ones, she says. Did you have a nice time?
Yes,
cries Peppa.
We got stuck in the mud and had a sleepover.
Granny Pig chuckles. Peppa loves sailing. Everyone loves sailing. The end. Recorders. Peppa and her friends are at playgroup. Morning, children, says Madame Gazelle. Today we are going to play the recorder. Ooh, gasp the children, listening as Madame Gazelle plays a tune. Madame Gazelle hands a recorder to each of the children. Now, does anyone know how to play music on the recorder? She asks.
You blow it like this,
cries Peppa. That is not music, Peppa, says Madame Gazelle. That is a horrible noise. To make music, we must play in a way that sounds not horrible, suggests Danny Dog. Yes, Danny, says Madame Gazelle. Madame Gazelle tries to teach the children how to play Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star on the recorder. Cover these little holes with your fingertips and blow, she says. The children play on the recorders. It's time for the children's parents to pick them up from playgroup. Remember, the most important thing when learning to play a musical instrument, says Madame Gazelle, is lots and lots of practice. Goodbye, Madame Gazelle, everyone calls. Sounds like someone is learning to play the recorder, says Daddy Pig. It's me, cries Peppa. Madame Gazelle said I have to practice lots. Oh, says Mummy Pig. Daddy Pig will help you while I do some work in another room. Susie Sheep is practicing the recorder at her house too. La la la, sings Mummy Sheep. Yes, that's it, Susie. Keep going. Danny is also practicing. Very good, Danny, says Captain Dog. How about we go out on my boat now? No, replies Danny. I have to keep trying until I get it right. Of course, says Captain Dog. Peppa and her friends have been practicing the recorders all week, and now it's time to do a concert for the parents. Welcome to our concert, parents, says Madame Gazelle. Ready, children? The children play Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star together on their recorders. It is a very noisy concert. At the end of the concert, the parents give the children a big round of applause. Haven't the children worked hard? Says Madame Gazelle. Yes, replies Daddy Pig, and now it's over. It's strange to think it was only for a week of our lives. I want you to learn this next tune, says Madame Gazelle. She plays Mary Had a Little Lamb on her recorder. The children try to copy her. Remember, go home and practice, 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 says Madame Gazelle. Peppa loves the recorder. Everyone loves the recorder. First words with Peppa Pig. Level 2. The best pet. Meet Peppa, Susie Sheep, Zoe Zebra, Pedro Pony, and Dr. Hamster.
Hooray!
Learn are, brown, but, good, he, like, pretty, saw, say, she, this, what, who. Read. Toy monkey, tortoise, stick insect.
Wow.
Peppa has a pet fish.
I like the fish. She is a good fish,
says Susie Sheep.
She is a pretty fish, Susie. She is the best pet,
said Peppa. Pedro Pony has a pet stick insect.
Wow.
The stick insect is long and brown.
What a pretty pet,
said Pedro.
He is the best pet.
Hooray!
Dr. Hamster will say who the best pets are.
I like all of the pets. All the pets are pretty,
said Dr. Hamster.
but now I will say who the best pet is.
Dr. Hamster saw Peppa's pet.
What is this pet, Peppa?
said Dr. Hamster.
She's a fish,
said Peppa.
Will she win best pet? I like the pretty fish, but I will say who the best pet is soon,
said Dr. Hamster. Dr. Hamster saw Pedro's pet.
What is this pet, Pedro?
said Dr. Hamster.
He is a stick insect,
said Pedro.
He is long and brown. Will he win best pet? This is a good pet, but I will say who the best pet is soon,
said Dr. Hamster. Dr. Hamster saw Zoe's pet.
What is this pet, Zoe?
said Dr. Hamster.
He is a monkey,
said Zoe.
He is a brown toy monkey. Will he win best pet? I like this pretty pet, but I will say who the best pet is soon,
said Dr. Hamster. Dr. Hamster saw all of the pets.
Hooray!
Who is the best pet? I like all of the pets that I saw, but the best pet is my pet tortoise,
said Dr. Hamster.
And Peppa's fish is the best fish.
Hooray!
She is a pretty fish,
said Dr. Hamster.
What a good fish,
said Peppa and Susie.
we like her. Zoe's monkey is the best brown toy monkey,
said Dr. Hamster.
Hooray!
What a good monkey, said Zoe. I like this brown monkey a lot. Pedro's stick insect is the best stick insect. What a pretty brown pet,
said Dr. Hamster.
Hooray!
What a good stick insect,
said Pedro.
I like him a lot.
All of the pets are good pets. All of the pets are the best pets.
Hooray!
The end.
Hi kids, did you have fun watching this video? Then like and subscribe for more.